hope you are all okay and you've had a really good week. Now, if you remember last week, we were talking about Moses, weren't we? And we were thinking about how Moses went to Pharaoh and wanted to let the people go. But lots and lots of times Pharaoh said, "No, I will not let the people go." And eventually, what did Pharaoh say? He said, "Yes, I will let the people go. Get out of my country." So this week we are going to find out what happens when Moses and the Israelites leave Egypt. But first of all, we need to look in the bag. We've got a bag today and it's packed, ready, as if it's going to go on a journey with someone. So let's have a look inside. We have got some shorts and we've got a t-shirt and we've got some shoes. So it looks like whoever packed this bag is going to go on a journey, and it looks like they're going to go to a hot country. So we're going to find out where the Israelites are going and what happens to them. Pharaoh, the bad king, had finally decided that he was going to let God's people go. Hooray! The Israelites were going to be free. Hooray! The Israelites had one last meal in Egypt together, and they packed their belongings into their bags. They were ready to go. During the night, Pharaoh called Moses and his brother Aaron to him and said, "Go! Get out of our country! Leave us alone! Go and worship your God somewhere else. Yes, I will let the people go." So Moses and Aaron and all the Israelites packed their bags and hurried out of Egypt as fast as they could. It was a long, long, long way through the desert. But God was with the Israelites. In the daytime there was a pillar of cloud that went in front of them to show them which way to go. And in the nighttime there was a pillar of fire to give them light and to guide them on their journey. Now Pharaoh was back in Egypt, and the people came to him and told him that the Israelites had run away in the night. And guess what? He changed his mind again. He said that the people could go, that they would be free. But then he realized now the Egyptians had no one to do all their work for them. He said to his officials, "What have we done? We've let the people go. We need them here. We need to get them back." So Pharaoh gathered his army and all his chariots, and they set out to chase the Israelites. Soon they were very close. The Israelites looked up and saw Pharaoh and his army getting closer and closer. They were terrified. They started shouting at Moses, "What have you done? You've brought us out into the desert and we're all going to die. We should have stayed in Egypt, serving the Egyptians. That would have been better than dying out here." "Oh no!" Moses said, "Don't worry. God is with us. He will save us." The Israelites looked in front of them, and all they could see was the sea. The Israelites looked behind them, and all they could see was Pharaoh's army getting closer. They couldn't go forwards, and they couldn't go backwards. What were they going to do? But God had a plan. He told Moses to hold out his stick over the sea. So Moses held out his stick over the sea, and something amazing happened. The sea started to part, and there was a wall of water on the left and a wall of water on the right, and there was a path of dry land straight through the sea that Moses and the Israelites could walk through. So Moses and all the Israelites walked through the dry land to the other side of the sea. They were all safe on the other side of the sea. But the Egyptians were still chasing them. God was on the Israelite side. He made the wheels of the Egyptians' chariots fall off, and they were finding it really hard to drive. And the Egyptians said, "Let's get away from these people. We can see that God is on their side." So one more time, God said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand and hold your stick out over the sea." So Moses stretched out his hand and held his stick out over the sea, and the wall of water on the left and the wall of water on the right came down, and the sea went back in its place. And Pharaoh and his men didn't make it through the sea. But the Israelites made it through the sea on dry ground, with a wall of water on the left and a wall of water on the right. They were saved. They were free from Pharaoh, the bad king, and all his nasty ways. Hooray! The Israelites are free! Hooray! Instead of craft time today, we are going to do a little experiment. So let's find out what we're going to do. This week, instead of a craft, we're going to do a bit of a science experiment. So what you're going to need, if you do this at home, is a bowl of water, some washing up liquid, another cup or bowl of water, a little toy maybe, and some pepper. So you need to first of all put some washing up liquid in your cup. I've already done that. And then what you need to do is you need to put some pepper in the water, quite a lot of pepper. Can you see it's on the top of the water now? And then what we're going to do is we're going to watch the sea part like it did in the story. So hopefully when you dip your little toy in the washing up liquid and the water, we're going to watch the sea part. Can you see? Look, the pepper all disappears like the sea did in the story. The pepper all moves out the way so that Moses and the Israelites can walk through the Red Sea. So why don't you try that at home this week? See if you can make the sea part like I just did with that pepper. We're going to pray now, and we're going to use our hands to help us to pray. So we're going to think about how God is powerful and how he watches over us. So maybe in the prayer time you can do that with me. So God parted the sea, and that shows that he is powerful, and he watched over the Israelites, didn't he? He looked after them. So we're going to thank God that he is powerful and that he watches over us as well. Dear God, we thank you that you are powerful, and we thank you that you watch over us in everything that we do. Amen. Hope you enjoyed it this week, and we will see you next week. Bye everybody.